And all the people say
Hi guys, I hope everyone is doing safe out there. If you hear any noise in the background, I apologize. I took the time to sneak out of the house because the twins were sleeping and my sister's home. So Ryan's doing work on the coffee truck at the moment. So again, if you hear any noise, that's probably what it is. So I apologize in advance. But yeah, I wanted to make a vlog. I forgot my tripod attachment stand thing at home, so I'm kind of like makeshifting with what I can with my studio equipment and my vlogging camera. But I just wanted to, have a sit down talk and relax and chill with you guys and catch up about what's going on. So my name is Razina. If you're watching this channel for the first time, I am the creator of Live Thrive Dye Company, and Live Thrive Dye Company is a brand that I created to inspire others to live life on your own terms, because I firmly believe that you're not going to live your happiest life living through someone else, and you have to do what makes you happy. So that's basically the mission statement of my brand. You can check it out at livethrivedyeco.com. You can check out my apparel line at livethrivedyeco.com/shop and buy a t-shirt, crew neck, whatever. I'm doing free shipping in honor of the pandemic we're having right now. We are in the middle of a coronavirus pandemic, COVID-19. What a historical moment. So yeah, so again, I haven't really been able to leave the house unless I have to work or Ryan and I have to go to the store. I'm just getting cabin fever. So if you guys follow me on social media, you probably know that Ryan and I are in the middle of a coffee truck. Where do I even start? So I've always wanted to do something with coffee. It's my dream to open up a coffee shop sort of ordeal, but I knew that since we had the twins and everything, things in our lives were going to change drastically, and they definitely drastically changed in my life. There was no way in hell that we were going to have an overhead location. I know it's possible having kids and opening up something like a shop, but it just wasn't the right planning for me, I guess you could say. I really cherish my time with my kids, and getting down to like personal reasons, like I didn't have parents that were around because they were working all the time when I was younger, so I want to be able to spend all the time that I can with my kids while they're growing. And even though I'm with them every day right now, like it's crazy how much they grow just overnight, and I had to think of something different that wasn't like an actual standalone shop. So I had been following a bunch of people on Instagram that do something with coffee or coffee related, and I stumbled upon a YouTuber that had a coffee trailer, and I was like, oh my fucking god, like this is a great idea, like a mobile coffee shop. And it just clicked because Ryan is a mechanic, so he would do all the mechanical stuff, and he knows so much about cars and whatever. And then me, obviously I have a Live Thrive Dye Company, and I kind of already had like a business plan in my head that I wanted to utilize. So we went ahead and we ended up buying a coffee truck in like this past December, and we kept it a secret for a while just because we didn't want to deal with any negativity, and we wanted to make sure that like this was 100% like what we were going to do. When we bought the coffee truck in December, we both agreed that we weren't going to really say anything to anyone about it until we got our LLC and our equipment and the truck finally getting renovated on. So we ended up getting our LLC and like our sales tax permit and all that stuff in January. After we got our LLC, we had to get ServSafe certified, because even though we're not going to be like making food or like sandwiches or anything, like we have to make sure that we know about time temperature abuse and all that stuff with like milk and such. So Ryan and I both got that, and then we started buying equipment in February. So we got our espresso machine, we got our brewer, we got our coffee bean grinder, we got like cups and like syrups and like all this stuff. And I forgot to include that my first job was being a barista. I actually worked at Starbucks for about 3 years, and I don't know if this is still a thing, but I got promoted to like advanced store trainer, AST, I remember they called it. But yeah, not a position that many people like my age at the time like got, and I was only 18 years old when I had gotten that position. I had a really good knowledge of coffee, but again, like coffee is just one of those things that is just constantly evolving, and I'm still till this day learning something new about it. So yeah, from almost 9 years ago, just how much coffee has evolved is just so crazy. But the basics are still pretty much there, but I pretty much had to kind of like do some research, and Ryan and I ended up taking a barista training class at Coffee Fest in New York City this past March, like before this whole coronavirus thing blew up. So thankfully we got to do that. I do have a Breville espresso machine at home and a Breville coffee bean grinder, so it's kind of like a similar setup to what I'm going to have in the coffee truck, except it's home equipment. So yeah, if I could be open with the coffee truck right now, I would love to, but everything happens for a reason. We obviously couldn't have opened up in the winter time because all of our equipment would not be able to withstand the below freezing temperatures, and our equipment would have gotten ruined if we were to like complete the coffee truck in the winter. So thankfully, with the weather getting warmer and everything, I just think everything was just like meant to happen this way. Originally we were planning to be done by like mid-April, and today is April. My birthday is Saturday, so I mean it's just right before the mid of April, but clearly we're not even halfway done because, again, with the coronavirus pandemic, it definitely delayed things for us as far as, you know, getting whoever we need to help us with stuff. So we have our cabinets and our countertops in now, and next we're doing flooring. So we're actually getting flooring done today, the subflooring done, and then once that's done, we can put in our like top floor or vinyl or whatever you want to call it. I'm sorry if I'm not correctly calling these things what they are. After the flooring's done, Ryan had mentioned that we're probably going to start mounting our equipment onto the countertop just so we can get an idea of like where everything is going to be. So after all of our equipment is mounted and everything, we'll get plumbing done, and we'll also get the electrical work done, because even though we bought the coffee truck with some electrical work already done to it, it's not sufficient for what we have to do. So we have to get one of our electrician friends in to kind of rewire stuff. And so yeah, so at home, again, with my little Breville machine, I've been practicing drinks, and I had gotten Akaya scales just so I can practice dialing in espresso and make sure, you know, I'm making it good at home, and I'm practicing steaming milk. And even though I'm not like huge on latte art, I know people like to see latte art, so I've been practicing steaming milk properly at home and coming up with what I can for a latte art. So thankfully I have my sister and Ryan at home to try my drinks out, and Ryan gets his little practice stuff in too. So I'm really thankful that like I have all these resources available, so when the time comes that we are opening, I can give people the best coffee that I can make for them. I know I'm kind of like all over the place right now, but getting back to the topic of like why we're doing a mobile coffee truck. So originally I wanted Ryan to be a part of this video of like why we're doing Batchy Brew, he doesn't feel good, so he had decided that he didn't want to vlog. I want to take advantage of this time to, you know, keep everyone updated and all that stuff. So, like I said, I've always wanted to open up a coffee shop, but just with my kids and everything, like, I don't want to stick them in daycare and like call it a day, and I just don't want to waste my money on daycare just so like my kids can't spend time with me. And I know everyone's situation is different, but I choose not to put my kids in daycare personally. So the coffee truck, we would mainly be doing events on the weekends. And now that my sister thankfully had come home and is like living with us at the moment, so during the week we're gonna do like delivery and pickup, maybe at certain locations. I'll get more clarification once the truck is done and passing health inspection. I definitely want to do like a coffee delivery sort of thing, a couple of days a week, just to get our name out there. You know, I've had many people ask me like, oh, like, where is the coffee shop gonna be and blah blah blah, but again, like, I don't want to do a coffee shop until we have the money to do it, because I just don't think it's really logical right now to be having kids that are under 2 years old. And I know my sister doesn't want to stay here forever, so we're not going to make her stay here forever, but again, the whole she helps us out, we help her out kind of thing. In the meantime, like, we want to be able to make as much money as we can, because clearly that's what we're doing it for at the end of the day, other than, you know, providing a service for people. We want to be able to make money with this mobile coffee truck in order to plan for future events. I don't really know what it is right now, but we're kind of like taking it as it is, and obviously like we don't want to rush into things, so we're gonna see how the coffee truck pans out. I've always been really passionate about coffee. I've always been really passionate about serving people and making them happy, and especially providing like an essential kind of thing. Like, I could never be like a hairdresser or like a nail tech or anything involving like actually like changing people's like appearances, but like I do love serving like food and beverages and whatever, because those things like can be fixed. I've been a bartender for the past 5 years, and I've learned so much being a bartender that I just thought it was my own time to finally start something where I can, you know, be creative on my own time and get opinions from people through like a business that I'm doing. So I'm very thankful to have Ryan alongside with me to do this, because if it wasn't for him, there'd be no way that this coffee truck would even be a thing, because I just don't have the finances for it, especially with like the twins and being a stay-at-home mom. I definitely made a lot of sacrifices in the last couple of years, like I've said in previous videos. But yeah, Ryan has definitely been the investor and has been working the absolute hardest, like behind the scenes. Like, I know on social media you see me posting like making drinks and you know, doing menu things and like stuff like that, which obviously like that is important too, but like if it wasn't for Ryan, like there would just be no coffee truck, because he was the one that picked it out, he was the one that paid for it, he paid for half the equipment, and is doing, you know, mechanic work. I really don't know where I would be without him. And I know both of us can get really cranky sometimes because, you know, mom life, dad life, and just, you know, now that we're stuck at home, it just gets a little crazy, because sometimes I feel like we just like can't get a break from anything. But, you know, we want this coffee truck to get done. We want to serve you guys so badly. I know that the health department right now, like, the last thing they're worrying about is opening up a new business. So yeah, so basically once the coffee truck is up and running, when the weather is feasible, I will be setting up clothing stands for my apparel, just so that like it is still there and people can still see Live Thrive Die Company in person, because essentially I do a lot of my stuff online, but I know there are people out there who still like to, you know, feel fabric and see how it fits on them. So I'm thinking of whatever idea is possible, because you have to prepare for the worst. I'm kind of like stepping back from like creating any new designs for Live Thrive Die Company, and I think where I'm at right now, I have a pretty good staple of designs and clothing for Live Thrive Dye Company, and I'm not gonna stress myself out and like put something out there that I'm not like really passionate. So I'm just gonna step back and really focus on the coffee truck. So if you guys wanna support me, go to livethrivedieco.com/shop. Again, I'm doing free shipping on all my stuff, and all my stuff is discounted right now in honor of this like coronavirus pandemic. And you know, you're helping me and you're helping me put food on the table for my family. You know, I'm doing what I can. And then if you guys want to support Batchy Brew, I designed all the logos and whatever for that. If you go to batchybrew.com, we have a t-shirt and a hoodie that I came up with. And for every t-shirt you buy, you get one free coffee voucher. I should say drink voucher, because any, like, you'll be able to decide what kind of drink you want with that. And with the hoodie, you get 2 free drink vouchers. So it's kind of a benefit like both ways when you're buying merch. And I just think that's how it should always be, because if it wasn't for you guys and customers, we would have no business. I'm really excited that everyone's, you know, following along when they can with the coffee truck and like with Live Thrive Dye. I am super thankful, even though like my last video was kind of depressing. Things have definitely been much happier, and things have been, you know, lifting up since then. But you know, everyone has their dark times, and I'm going to take advantage of this time. It is Aries season, so this is my time to shine, even though again, we're in this pandemic. I'm working my ass off to better myself by making myself happy. I can make everyone else around me happy. So I'm gonna end the video there, because I'm just having a very hard time talking right now. So keep posted with everything, guys. Follow Live Thrive Dye Co. Follow Batchy Brew. If you follow me on my personal account, great, because I update as much as I can there too. So thanks, guys. I'll talk to you soon.